Clear the whole section out.
Kira Griner cooked this baby right here. Yes, you heard me correctly. She cooked this baby in the oven. One day, this 2-year-old baby would not eat for Nakira. Nakira got mad and busted this baby's skull in over 70 pieces. Then she went on to put the baby in the oven for some time. Then she took the baby out the oven and buried the baby in the backyard. Then called the police and claimed she got whooped and the baby was kidnapped. So naturally, the police get their bloodhounds out to go search for the baby, and they find the baby in the backyard because that's what bloodhounds do. She goes to court. They were nice enough to offer her a deal, about 30-something years. But she said, nope, I'm taking it to trial because I'm satanic. They ended up giving her life because she took it to trial. She should have took the 30 years and ran with it. But nope, I'm glad she got life. Let me know what y'all think about this one in the comments because she put her baby in the oven, y'all, because the baby wouldn't eat. This is why y'all need to be careful who you get pregnant. And this is why, you know what, TikTok, just let me know how y'all think about this one in the comments because this.
I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, Ruel. Peace and salutations to the elect, and much respect to the brothers pushing his word in the four winds of the earth. And shalom to you few sincere sisters out there as well. Another edition of The Love of Many Shall Wax Cold. And these people out here are indeed a bunch of psychos, man. It says missing 5-year-old found dead and the foster mother is arrested. I'm going to read a little bit of it. It says police believe they have recovered the body of the 5-year-old Darnell Taylor, whose disappearance has prompted a statewide Amber Alert in Ohio. It says the body was recovered in a sewage drain in Franklin County near his hometown of Columbus. You know, she just dumped the baby in the sewer, man. You know, there's a picture of the young boy right there, you know. We got another one here of Eve. It says the grandpa was shot dead trying to apologize after a minor fender bender in Walmart parking lot. So I'm not going to read it. I'll just give you a quick synopsis. It's pretty much an accident. He was in the parking lot looking for a parking space. She was pulling out. As she pulled out, he hit her. And this the man right here. And he got out his truck to try to go and apologize to her. And she shot him right through the window, man. Shot him multiple times. And killed him right there. They ain't show a picture of the Eve, but she just took him out real quick, man. It's all judgment from the Lord. I got another one here. It says, Missouri mother faces charges after mistakenly placing baby in oven instead of crib. I don't know how the hell you make that type of mistake. And it says a mother in Missouri faces criminal charges for mistakenly placing her one-month-old baby in an oven instead of the crib. These people out here are bugging the hell out, man. You know, I don't know if the baby is still alive or what. Oh, the child was pronounced dead at the scene. So she cooked the baby, man. You know? Wow. These people out here are truly bugging out, man.
$10,000 to help catch the man who robbed her son as he was gassing up near the Oakland airport. She tells Don Lynn that what's happening in Oakland should not be normalized.
A brazen daytime robbery at a Hagenberger Road 76 gas station happened just before 2 o'clock Monday afternoon. The victim's car is the white Ford Explorer rental SUV. A four-door Infiniti pulls up. One person gets out. breaks the back window to open the door. The robbers then take luggage and belongings. Another robber walks around and points a gun at a 21-year-old victim to rob him of his bracelets and watch. The robbers also robbed the passengers of their phones and wallets.
Our son was hit with a gun multiple times. He was robbed violently, as his friends were as well.
Maxie Schur is the mother of the 21-year-old driver. The Texas attorney is offering $10,000 for information that leads to the arrest and conviction of the robbers.
The reason we are offering this reward is because it's enough. It's enough. What happened to our son, we don't want any other son to feel that way.
Maxie's family, her son, and friends flew into the Napa area to celebrate her son turning 21 years old. Her son was on the way to drop off the rental car before flying out of Oakland.
I wish I could just erase those last few moments, because before that it was one of the best weekends all of us had ever had.
Maxie says what's shocking to her family is crime appears to be normalized by politicians in Oakland. She says it feels like crime is accepted as a way of life, and it shouldn't be.
And we were responded to with nothing. We were responded to with complacency and non-responsiveness.
The Hagenberger corridor is considered one of the most dangerous areas in the city, and In-N-Out is closing down. A Starbucks and other businesses also closed, citing crime. Burglars and robbers target tourists flying out of Oakland International Airport.
It's crazy. I mean, it's a daily thing. It hasn't been a day since we opened on August that we don't have an incident like this that happens.
Sam Marday owns the gas station. He shared footage of other robberies with us. He demands the city to do more.
I come from Yemen, a third world country, and we don't have those incidents in a third world country where there's no law and order whatsoever.
The mayor's office released a statement saying in part, "As mayor, I have prioritized this critical gateway to Oakland and surged police presence and employed technology to deter and respond to criminal behavior. The surge in public safety resources has led to a reduction in property crimes along the Hagenberger corridor."
And tonight with breaking news in Brooklyn. Police are searching for the driver who hit an 83-year-old man and fled the scene. The crash happened just before 2:30 this afternoon in Park Slope at Union Street and 6th Avenue. Police say the elderly man was crossing the street in the crosswalk when he was hit by a car that kept going. The victim is now in critical condition at the hospital tonight.
On the highway, a tragic discovery involving two 3-year-old twins.
The kids were found not breathing inside a vehicle. Crews rushed them to the hospital, but it was simply too late. The investigation centering on this gray SUV right here on I-95. Police say the mother jumped off that highway overpass and onto the railroad tracks below.
CBS News Miami's Larry Seward talked to loved ones, including the twins' father, who are all struggling to understand why.
Shirley Nalcim is getting intensive treatment for what Miami-Dade police call a suicide attempt, something friends and family don't believe.
That's not the kind of person who she is.
Between Shirley Alcim's friend, business partner, and Alcim's husband, Milson,
I'm not gonna speak too much.
what put her in this emergency room in Aventura and led to the deaths of her twin 3-year-olds, Milantir and Milanjit Cadet, seems unreal.
We want to get to the bottom of it and find out why. Why did she do that?
Around 2 Friday morning along this I-95 northbound ramp to the Florida Turnpike, someone found Alcim's twins alone inside an SUV, both in dire need of help.
2 children not breathing.
Soon after, Miami-Dade police found their mother in critical condition on railroad tracks below the overpass. Investigators believe she jumped. Doctors tried to save the children's lives, but could not. Investigators do not know what caused the twins' deaths.
I don't know what happened.
Milson Cadet, Alcim's husband and the twins' father, has not slept. He told us in Creole he came home and did not see his family. He says he called Alcim over and over without response, so he went to police and is still stunned by what they told him. Today I get a response. I have 2 kids, my beautiful kids, who died in a condition I don't know. I don't know what happened. This isn't someone with problems, no problems mentally. He says Alcim worked full-time and has been running her own tax business for 7 years with her friend Suzette Moret. She says Alcim brought the twins to work often and saw them last in the office on Monday.
She was a regular person. She didn't have nothing different about her. She did her work and she go home.
While Alcim survived, she's not well enough to have visitors. Still, loved ones say they'll wait nearby as long as it takes to offer comfort as detectives figure out why these children died. In Aventura, Larry Seward, CBS News, Miami.
Police are also searching for two suspects who are wanted for robbing a bodega in the Bronx. The owner says the thieves ran out with $100,000. Fox 5's Briella Tomasetti live outside that bodega in the Morris Heights section with more. Briella, good morning.
Yeah, Robert, good morning to you. In the surveillance video you're about to see in just a moment, it is very clear these guys knew what they were doing. So there is some speculation this may have been an inside job. Police, however, were not able to confirm that with us. What we do know at this point is the people responsible are still out there. Surveillance video shows the moment two masked men broke into the back of a Bronx bodega, walked up to the register, and made off with $100,000 cash. One of the men, wearing a hooded jacket, can be seen rummaging through compartments until he finds the money, stuffs it in a backpack, and leaves.
A lot of the times they get away with $5,000, $10,000. That's not a story. This is a story.
According to the NYPD, it happened sometime between 11 p.m. on Sunday and 5 a.m. on Monday at Los Castillos Mini Market on University Avenue. Owner Carlos Castillo was away on vacation. When he got back, he found that the place had been ransacked. Castillo was too distraught to speak on camera.
They must have known what they needed to do in order to get in here and rob this bodega.
United Bodegas of America, a trade group which represents thousands of bodega owners across the U.S., says the break-in was cool and calculated. The thieves went around the corner, down the stairs, through a back alley, and pried open this metal door with a 6-foot crowbar to gain entry.
That's what they use to break into that door. If you see that it's a metal door, it's not like an easy door to open it. They block those cameras, that one, and that one.
Burglaries across the city are down, but according to NYPD crime statistics in the Bronx's 46th precinct, they've skyrocketed by 25% year to date. In many cases, there's a familiar pattern.
Right now, most of the crimes being committed with bodegas are committed by a pair of two people on a scooter with no plates, no registration.
Although the NYPD can't confirm that was what happened at Los Castillos. As for Carlos, the $100,000 he lost was a lifeline. It was money he owed in monthly expenses he has no way of getting back.
These bodega owners are working on pennies on the dollar. In order for him to accumulate that, it's the gross receipts for an entire week.
Now to breaking news. This morning, the NYPD is searching for the gunman after a wild shooting in Times Square.
An innocent bystander ended up getting shot in the leg. CBS News' Elijah Westbrook live in Times Square this morning with more. Elijah?
Well, Chris and Mary, police are saying a large manhunt is underway for the suspected gunman, who they say is between the ages of about 15 to 20 years old. They say that he pulled out a gun, shot a woman inside this JD Sports goods store here on 42nd Street and Broadway around 7 o'clock last night before taking off. Now, we do want to show you some images of what he looks like. This is what police are providing to us. You see him there dressed in all white from head to toe. The NYPD's investigation reveals a 37-year-old woman visiting New York from Brazil was shot in the leg inside the store after police tried stopping 3 men who were caught allegedly shoplifting. We're told security asked for their receipts, but instead one of the men pulled out a gun attempting to shoot the guard, but ended up shooting the 37-year-old woman. The suspects started running towards 47th Street and 6th Avenue, where the gunman fired at police officers at least twice.
Mid-block on 47th Street, there was a cut between the Fox buildings. As the perpetrator goes in there, he turns one time and fires at our officer. Our officer draws his weapon. As the male with the white goes further into the cut, under his armpit, he fires a second shot on our officer. Again, our officer does not return fire. The perpetrator runs into the subway on 46th and 6th, where we have video of him going on tracks.
And the NYPD Chief of Patrol also says they now have video of the gunman going onto the subway tracks before coming back out of the station where he was last seen, still on the run this hour. The NYPD says they do have one person they're questioning at the precinct this morning, but we want you to take one more good look at your screen of the gunman officers are searching for. They say it's, well, likely he's no longer wearing the clothing you see now, but if you recognize him at some point, give police a call. You could be
live on KPRC TV and the KPRC 2 Plus live stream. The news starts now.
It's just such a tragedy.
Now 6 and only on 2, a grandmother opening up after her grandson is accused of murdering his father and injuring his mother. Good evening, I'm Keith Garvin.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Daniela Guzman. Well, investigators say 17-year-old Trevante Constantine confessed to shooting both his parents at their home near Cut and Shoot Wednesday night.
His father, 41-year-old Leroy Constantine, died. KPRC2's Corley Peel spoke with his mother, who is recovering in the hospital.
Trevante Constantine's mother tells me she's still trying to wrap her head around everything that happened. She has a long road to recovery, but physically she is expected to be okay. Trevante's grandmother tells me her grandson struggled from mental health issues, and the real him would never hurt his parents. Junior high sweethearts, Leroy and Romika Constantine have a love story that Romika's mother says not many can write. We spoke with her on the phone.
They've been together 29 years.
Wednesday night, their lives changed forever when police say their 17-year-old son, Trevante Constantine, shot both his parents during an argument. Leroy did not survive. Spike says his wife rushed to be by his side.
When she got shot, the bullet went through him and hit her in the neck. And she was out for a minute, and she crawled over there to him to help him. That's how real they love was.
Trevante quickly surrendered. He was seen walking into the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office with deputies moments after he confessed to the crime. Spike says her grandson has battled with mental health issues.
My grandson, they did everything they could. They did everything they could to help him with his mental issues. I mean, they went to bat for him. He done been in different facilities and stuff, trying to get help.
She says her grandson's true self is more like his dad, caring and kind.
We love him. We love him. I love my grandson, and he needs help.
Family members say Leroy Constantine and his wife have 3 children together and 4 adopted children, and they are asking for prayers during this difficult time.
Arlington police announced the arrest of 3 people wanted for beating a man to death in an apartment complex parking lot. The victim was dropping off a co-worker when he was attacked. A witness recognized one of the suspects and went to police. Fox 4's Peyton Yeager is in Arlington after interviewing that witness. Peyton.
Steve, and today I also spoke with the victim's 2 daughters off camera. They're just not ready to speak publicly about this right now. They tell me for the last week or so, they've really been trying to find answers and retrace their father's steps that night. But yesterday they received a call from Arlington police that 3 men were in custody. Thursday, Arlington police announced 3 men are now facing capital murder charges, accused of brutally beating 51-year-old Frank Kwasniewka to death on January 19th. Detectives obtained cell phone video of 22-year-old Brian Vasquez, 29-year-old Jared Vasquez, and 20-year-old Norlin Gomez Torres coordinating the assault at an Arlington apartment complex near East Pioneer Parkway and Matlock Road. The motive still unclear, according to homicide detectives.
What we think is that this was over a car accident that could have occurred. I can't be 100% positive about that, but based on our investigation, that's what we think.
Kwasniewka had just finished his shift at a Grand Prairie Sam's Club and drove to the apartment to drop off a coworker. Police say the suspects exited a black F-150 and used large objects to beat Kwasniewka. Then at least one of the suspects left the scene in Kwasniewka's Ford Mustang, later dumping it a few miles away. Kwasniewka's daughter is the one who found her dad's Mustang abandoned. Police say Gomez Torres' phone was in the back seat. According to an arrest warrant affidavit Fox 4 obtained on Thursday, a witness also came forward to police, revealing Brian Vasquez lived at the complex and owned a black F-150. Around the time of the murder, the witness told investigators he saw Vasquez run into his unit and then back downstairs before taking off. A neighbor who did not want their face shown or their name used tells Fox 4 he heard alarming sounds that evening.
I heard like a lot of screaming, and then
He like came out on the balcony, rushed out there, and then he was like screaming at someone, and then he like rushed down the stairs. Heard like later like a metal pipe dragging or something like that, some sort of. It sounded like a metal pipe, kinda.
During a search of Brian Vasquez's vacated apartment, a bloody shirt was found, also with his Honduras ID. The Department of Homeland Security identified Gomez Torres, telling Arlington police Gomez Torres was born in Honduras, and it had a previous interaction with him last year.
Trail of blood is an unbearable sight for the relatives of Saida Mejia Bonilla. It is here on East 203rd Street that the 40-year-old took her final breaths early Saturday morning. Police say her live-in boyfriend, Rosvin Mejia Castillo, shot her several times and shot her nephews, a 9 and 16-year-old, who were staying with her.
I feel so bad because I was not here to protect my sister.
Her brother says the couple had a tumultuous relationship and he personally reported the domestic violence to police before. Investigators tracked down Mejia Castillo a short distance away and arrested him. The 37-year-old is charged with murder, attempted murder, assault, and criminal possession of a weapon, amongst other charges. The family tells Pix 11 News that the suspect became enraged with Bonilla because she went out with friends. So he called her multiple times demanding that she come home. When she did, they say, he opened fire.
He was right here waiting for her just to kill her.
The suspect and victim both hail from Honduras. We're told Bonilla, whose nickname is Xiomara, was proud of her Garifuna heritage and was known to cook and sell traditional dishes. They say she was the life of the party and was always happy. But they started to see her light dim after she got into a relationship with Mejia Castillo 2 years ago, who they say was possessive and tried to control her every move.
Just fighting and argument every time, everywhere, every day.
When he was living with my sister, nobody came to my sister's house because he was a toxic person.
The 16-year-old nephew was released from the hospital and is now back home. The 9-year-old remains in the hospital in stable condition. We're told Bonilla's mother was so distraught, she was medically sedated.
Tonight, I'm Walter Perez. We're following breaking news out of Houston, Texas tonight. A woman aged 30 to 35 years old is dead after she allegedly opened fire with a rifle inside Joel Osteen's megachurch. It all unfolded at 2 o'clock this afternoon at the church in Lakewood, Texas. 2 off-duty law enforcement officers working security detail opened fire on that suspect. They say she also claimed to have a bomb. A police bomb squad said that no explosives were found, though, inside the suspect's backpack or in her car.
Just how many children were hurt yesterday? Half of the 23 people injured in that shooting are under the age of 16. 1 person died, a well-liked local radio DJ and mother of 2 named Lisa Lopez Galvin. About 1 million fans were gathered in downtown Kansas City for the Chiefs' victory rally when the celebration suddenly turned to tragedy. Law enforcement today thanking the fans who jumped in to help the injured and those who actually stopped one of the people believed to be involved in the shooting.
The Gun Violence Archive says this was the 48th mass shooting so far this year. Eyewitness News reporter Morgan Norwood has the very latest.
David, Liz, we're learning more about what led up to the shooting here. Kansas City police say it appears to be the result of some sort of argument, a dispute between 2 groups of people. We know the majority of the victims in this case were children, and now police say 2 of their suspects are juveniles too.
A celebration in